I gotta say, you didn't say anything about the mustache, and I'm a little upset.
I didn't say out loud you're doing White Goodman again.
No, okay,
I
so yeah,
didn't.
it is basically White Goodman again, but no, we did that
Yeah.
thing. You saw me recently, but like we did this thing. It's been a long time since we've created any content, and I had a beard. Like I had a beard for a little bit, and it's
I you
been
should have kept it. We could have been the Beard Brothers, but you had to
no. My beard does
go.
not look as good as your beard. My beard looks
It's not a
wiry,
it's not a
and
competition. Your beard looked
it's not a
great.
competition. You're right, but just looking at myself, it's like stringy. It looks like my
It's
like the
not.
hairs are like
Your
getting sucked into a black hole, and that's
your
what the hairs look like.
beard looked just like the father from Jurassic Park, the new Jurassic Park. Did you see the new Jurassic Park?
I did, and I think that's why we're here to yap about that. I think that's a good jumping point to get back into the game. Remember, we used to make content. We used to talk about
No.
movies. We used to do stuff that meant something to a handful
Ten,
of people out there, a handful of
tens of
immediate
people.
family.
We did to tens of people.
Tens of people were clamoring for us to come back, and I swear this time, maybe.
Well, we
We'll
have
keep it
plans this
consistent.
time. This time
We have plans
have
for at least 2 to 3 more episodes in
yes.
the semi to near future. This is exciting times. We could potentially be back, folks. This is crazy. But this episode here, little blurby. All right, we're just jumping back into the game. We actually, for the first time ever in our existence,
Yeah, it was weird.
have
Actually,
seen a movie together at a movie theater. We've never done this
Yeah.
before. It's actually crazy that we've had this podcast for so long and we've never actually sat in a movie theater together.
Have we seen a movie together in person? I don't
We've
think so.
had
I
to
think
have
this is the
played something. I think maybe like a movie has played in the background, like while we play a
background.
board
Yeah,
game.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever
I
like
don't think
locked
we've
in.
no, we've never like sat down, turned on a movie, and then just like watched it. No, we've never done that.
We should do that for an episode and like see how it goes. You know, I didn't think it. Listen, it was a movie theater. We couldn't really talk that much, but we had a couple back and forth quips. I thought there was some interesting banter.
There was, yeah. I definitely talked in that movie more than I've talked in any movie ever. I'm not a big movie talker.
Yeah,
I
the
don't
people
really
next
like
to us
that.
were. That family to your left they
Was
were.
talking and snoring. The dad fell asleep 3 times.
No.
Dude
Is that a commentary on this film?
No,
Stay
I
tuned.
don't know. No, because he was asleep 4 minutes into the movie.
Okay.
Like he told his son something about one of the trailers. The trailers were great, by the way. And then the movie opened and then just done.
Interesting. I
Out.
can't understand how
I
you do that,
mean,
especially that close. We booked it a little late to the game here.
yeah,
We
my
were in
bad.
like row 2, looking straight up at the sky. My neck was a little sore,
Well,
but
I mean, it in his defense, we were in recliners and he was reclined looking up. I mean, I could have passed out too.
all right. We should probably actually get in the movie. If somebody clicked on
Yes.
this, they're like, can we get chop chop? Can we talk about this movie? Jurassic World Rebirth. In installment 7 in the Jurassic franchise. I honestly am to the point in this day and age where we're rebooting everything. I'm kind of considering it. I'm like, are we ever just gonna just boot this baby back up? Like they're really doing some shoehorning. Shoehorning? Yeah, that sounds so gross. They're really shoehorning the excuses on how they can make these new movies and have them maybe retcon some of the things selectively from prior movies.
Would you be happy if they just nuked the entire franchise and started from square one, brick one?
That's what I'm saying. I think I might actually be okay with it if they and honestly, director of this film, Gareth Edwards, I didn't hate what he did given the pieces that he had, especially that this movie was pretty rushed, like production wise.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be opposed to just saying, let's try it again. Maybe grab a little more from the books. Like maybe, even though, because I feel like the original, it obviously is based on that, but they didn't do a whole bunch of like direct rip from the books. Maybe make it a little more that way. But I wouldn't be opposed to it. I don't know. But let's jump into like this actual film here. I think it's hard to, when we first came out of the film, to kind of understand what I had to fill you in on what had happened in the movie before, because I'm on record on this podcast saying that Jurassic World Dominion may be one of, if not the worst film I had ever seen in a movie theater. And
this man spent 20 minutes ranting on the way to the movie theater about how Dominion, the sixth Jurassic Park
Dude,
movie. Not only the worst Jurassic Park movie, arguably the worst movie, up with The Room of
it
all time.
sickens me. Anybody who's seen it, anybody who's like an actual fan of the franchise from day one, obviously Jurassic Park's my favorite movie, but to have a franchise have your favorite movie and quite literally one of your least favorite ever, it's sickening. And like I said, could be the time to just pull the plug and reboot it. And I think that's what this movie, I'm not going to say it rebooted it, but it really tried to distance itself from the stakes of those Jurassic World movies, because those like progressively just got to like an obscene, weird spot for a dinosaur film where people are like, I don't want to see people, just a bunch of like weird, nefarious people auctioning off dinosaurs in a mansion. And then the third one, I wish I could quantify it in a sentence that short, but I can't. It was an egregious mistake to do what they did in that film. It was disgusting. This, I will say, much better than Dominion. It's not the best movie in the franchise by far. Obviously, it's going to be one.
No.
I'm trying to find a spot for it in like overall, like out of the 7. I don't know if I can push it over any of the original 3. I think it can be a contender to Jurassic World, the first one, but because that was a bigger experience and kind of more in line with what the original was, I think that's got to go in front of it too. So this one probably would fall at like 5 for me.
I was going to say 4 or 5.
Scale. Yeah.
I was going to say 4 or 5.
I guess we could talk about the actual film. I even like keep saying we do this. The stakes were, like I said, a lot low. This is a very, very much a standalone, like in and out story that like could have happened anywhere. And I know that they're still tapping into the universe. And one of the things that they left off of Dominion was dinosaurs just happen to be everywhere, all over the world. And we're living in harmony or I guess probably the opposite of that with these dinosaurs. Immediately in this movie, they retconned it. They're like, actually, let's reel it back in. Dinosaurs are only chilling at the equator now. All other dinosaurs dead. They couldn't live outside of the equator. Good for them to reel it back in, but damn, that's interesting that they would do that.
Well, I mean, imagine what a movie would be like if like you're instead of squirrels, it's like everyone's getting attacked by the little spitter lizards. It's like, oh, gotta call the raptor man again. So I don't blame them for doing that. It would have been a lot to work with.
I still think it's funny how like at the end of Dominion, or no, not even Dominion, it was the second one, Fallen Kingdom, where they let out probably 40 dinosaurs, and then all of a sudden they took over the entire planet. I don't know how it happened. That's fascinating. But the story, it does exist solely near the equator somewhere. And then you have Scarlett Johansson and Mahershala Ali, who are by far the biggest stars in this film. And I know you wanted to look at like the cast list of kind of who's in this film. There's maybe one more notable person, and it's Jonathan Bailey, who was in Wicked. My wife, Kristen, was like, oh, is he good in this movie? She's like a big fan of him because he's in Wicked. Outside of that, when this film opened up, I'd say it took maybe 10 minutes to know exactly who was dying in this film and who was going to live, which is a sad reflection of like the stakes that this movie has built. Like that's sad to me.
It's kind of like when you watch old cartoons and you know what is going to move because it's highlighted a little differently. You know what I mean? Like where there's like rocks and you know which one Bugs Bunny is going to pick up. Like they just had characters who were literally, I describe them as furniture. Like they were there in the background and they were just not interacted with. When you watch this movie, if you haven't watched it, or if you have watched it and you think about it, you know exactly who I'm talking about. They had 2 characters who not only were not interacted with, they didn't even speak the same language. Like they were
that's fair.
They were just there not speaking the same language, just being happy on this trip that's supposed to go well, that we know is not going to go well.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't go well. And you know who's going to go. And
yeah.
that's just how it went.
So they pinned Zora, Scarlett Johansson's character Zora, and Mahershala Ali Duncan as these like mercenaries who have been through some stuff, bro. They have seen some things, and you're led to believe that because of a 5-minute conversation that they had on the boat. Which honestly, I'm glad it happened, but it is you know what I mean? I'm glad it happened to give some exposition, because up to that point there was nothing. You were just led to believe that these two were just they're just like killers out there doing their thing, bro. They're just really good at their job. And I think that there was like in the beginning, they kind of built Zora up as like, oh, it's kind of cool. Like, oh, she's like pretty chill. She's like cool. She's calm, collected. Everything's like, this is her safe spot. But throughout the movie, I felt like it kind of did waffle on like, is she really this, or is she like, I don't know. I feel like it was just Scarlett Johansson kind of just hanging out in the movie. And then eventually, like when a gun needed to be shot, you were like, oh yeah, that was supposed to be like a cool mercenary. I don't know. They didn't really walk that way.
I almost wish that they either gave her a different career or leaned into the mercenary stuff more, because the way I felt, they were just way too happy. Like, they had their trauma, which was nice, but like they did not give off mercenary at all in this movie.
Except so you said that when we walked.
Weapons were involved. Yes.
Yeah. So it also, I think you said this. Where was the weapons in general? Like, I know that you're going to like a dinosaur zone, and all they had was the little like vials to get some blood, the little blood vial gun. Like, I don't think anybody pulled the sidearm out except for the corporate guy. I don't even remember his name, and I'm not going to warrant it with an actual character name. The corporate guy that was setting this whole mission in motion finds a gun on a random crashed helicopter. They had really no explanation. Just found a body hanging there and grabbed a gun.
They were the least prepared mercenaries ever. They went to an island full of dinosaurs. They didn't want conflict, which makes sense. You don't want to fight dinosaurs, right. But they didn't prepare for the eventuality of conflict. They had one dude who had a gun. He died early on, lost the gun. So you're telling me all these mercenaries don't carry pistols? I don't think I saw a knife. I don't like the mercenaries from Jurassic Park 1 would have wiped these guys out.
Yeah,
like, absolutely.
Yeah, oh, for sure. But it's tough because Mahershala Ali is like an awesome actor, and I honestly feel like he kind of like his scenes took over the film. I think as far as like the main character, I know it's supposed to be Zora, but like Duncan felt like he had a little more backstory, a little more connection to like the characters that were expendable. So like at least there was a moment where there was like, oh, they're like actually kind of a team when he's kind of dealing with that. But other than that, I mean, we weren't really getting a lot of like badass mercenary stuff. But I will say, I'm on, speaking to them, just kind of like having fun. If you're a mercenary and you've gone through the shit, right, and you've like seen some things, if you see some dinosaurs out in the wild, bro, I'm gonna be geeking out a little bit. Not as much as Dr. Henry Loomis, who really was geeking out when he was touching that big one. I thought he was a good character, but I don't know what was going on when he had his hand on the leg of that long neck.
He's never touched a dinosaur before. He spent his entire life researching them. This is his very first time touching a dinosaur. I don't blame him.
Listen, it'd be pretty exciting. I understand, but like I don't know what it kind of hung a little long on that shot.
Oh my god! All right.
Just saying.
All right. What happened to plotline B? What's plotline B of this movie?
Well, yeah, if we even talk about the family, and this is possibly plotline D. What the hell was this family doing out in the middle of the ocean? Like, it's pretty wide. I would say at this point, if dinosaurs were taking over the world, and like we've already established that they were like at one point all over the place, and then they were relegated down to the equator, you would think that'd be pretty open world knowledge that you'd stay the hell away from that area. This guy's like, let's just go sailing, and the way he played it off, he made it sound like it was a valid excuse to just be like, oh, we've done this a few times, like we got this, we've done this path, it's not a big deal. That's no excuse. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like that's not enough for me.
Yeah, he said like hundreds of people sail these seas and one gets attacked maybe ever, and then of course they're the ones who get attacked right now.
It's a movie. I mean, obviously they have to do that to advance something, but I don't know that they were necessary for really anything in this film. Other than maybe like the bad guy having a moment of like being a bad guy. Like the corporate guy was like, don't call anybody for help, and you like let that girl go. Like other than that, like pivotal moment where it kind of like established that guy as like, oh no, he's the asshole.
Yeah.
What point? When did they serve?
Well, other than that, he was actually a likable guy. I think that was really just it. Because honestly, I liked him up until then. I was like, all right, he's kind of straight laced, whatever. He's about the money, but he wasn't bad by any means. And the moment Doyle's talking about, they're in the middle of an attack, and Ruben's daughter Teresa is going to call for help because guess what? They're being attacked. It makes sense. Go call for help. And they were doing a mission they shouldn't have been doing. And he didn't push her overboard, but he didn't save her when she fell overboard. And that was his bad guy moment. And it was the turning point for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, and that's fair. And I appreciate you giving them names because I honestly didn't scroll that far down on the list and I didn't remember their names because I don't remember anybody really saying any of their names. And honestly, it doesn't matter. You could watch this whole film and not see the names of probably anybody in this film and have it really mean anything of value. Again, huge Jurassic Park fan as I sit here and just demolish this movie. I don't want to be too harsh on it, but it's easy to pick out the problems. I think we could flip it here a little bit. Let me hit one more problem.
Because there's one thing because about 45 seconds into this movie, you and I literally turned and looked at each other like there was no communication, no verbal communication. Like 45 seconds into this movie, something happens. Me and you just look at each other and then look back at the screen disappointed.
Everybody who's seen this movie knows exactly what we're talking about. A Snickers wrapper destroys an entire research facility because a Snickers wrapper.
Please explain, because out of context, that sounds ridiculous. What happened is ridiculous, but out of context, that sounds insane.
Was there even an actual Snickers in there? I feel like he was just holding a wrapper.
He ripped the Snickers out of the wrapper, and it fell to the ground. The wrapper fell to the ground, and then just the gusts of wind just decided
what an extremely lazy way to make this movie
they
happen.
Could have done so many other things. I was thinking about that before we recorded. They could have done so many different things, and I feel like this was like the most kind of relatable thing because it's like negligent worker, but who's eating a Snickers in that situation?
Sure. Well, here's the deal. Like, honestly, like if you're gonna get your product placement, which there was a lot in this film, which fine, I'm more times than not, I don't really care if there's product placement because, like, if I see some Doritos on a shelf, I'm like, yeah, I eat Doritos. Like, yeah, why wouldn't there be Doritos in this world? That's fine. It's really the times where they like are grabbing it and like literally like a Mentos commercial, like just popping. You know what I mean? That's when it gets weird for me. They could have probably done something like grab a drink and spill a soda or like onto some electronics. Put a freaking wrapper.
Yes. Like someone reaching over to hit a button and spilling a soda onto a circuit board makes so much more sense.
It's a classic.
So much more sense than a Snickers wrapper getting blown through by a gust through one set of doors, blown by their footsteps, then sucked into the vacuum of a giant, very, very sophisticated door, and then just breaking it.
Yeah.
Like, no.
I did not enjoy that. I don't even know if I enjoyed the result of what we got out of that. Like everything melted down, and then that monstrosity, which we can talk about at the end, the D-Rex. What the hell, man? Like,
and it upsets me because it didn't even get like an expanded name. Like that felt lazy too. It was just the D-Rex.
I thought they said something. I don't know. Maybe they did.
I might have missed it. I might have been asleep.
Yeah, you might have been asleep. But either way, it didn't get enough screen time to warrant a longer name. That was egregious to kick the movie off, I will say. But one other thing, before I do want to say, my piece with this movie, because I do think there's some good points in this movie, and I think it's at least pushing in a better direction, at least visually. I think that's something we could touch on. When Dr. Henry Loomis pops up and they're like in the fossil, like, there's fossils, they're like in the museum and it's like, oh, we're struggling. Jurassic Parks, or I should say World, this is a Jurassic World exclusive idea. I don't know what this says, but why does this movie insist, and why do all these, like the prior movies, insist on making dinosaurs out to be these lame things that people don't give a shit about? Like Jurassic World did it early And then they continued it throughout the franchise, like the last couple movies, where they were like, people don't care about dinosaurs anymore. No one cares. This is boring stuff. Like, there's no scenario on the planet. Like, if Jurassic World still existed and it didn't just crumbled and it didn't get extremely obliterated by that volcano that no one apparently knew existed in the second one, there's no scenario where it wouldn't just be continuously making bank. Like, I just don't understand why people think that they need to make these. They're using that as a crutch to explain why we're making these mutated dinosaurs, when in reality, there's like hundreds of thousands of dinosaurs you could have brought back to life. You know what I mean? Other than creating this alien abomination and saying people wanted to see this. Like, how would you even cage something that big? What
if Universal and Disney can go for like 50 years and people are still going, I think Jurassic World's gonna go for more than 12 or something.
Dude, if I can go to the zoo and get excited about a freaking, I don't know, an ostrich, bro. I'm like, these things are crazy looking. Look at this ostrich.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose my mind every time I see a dinosaur. It's not gonna change. I don't know why that would, and especially in the time frame. Less than 10 years, I think, like total.
It was barely over a decade.
And it's insane. Like, only the richest of rich probably were able to make it to that island, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you'd have to save up, like, people save up years and years to go to Disney, and that's in the continental US. Imagine how much you'd have to save to go to freaking Jurassic World.
You'd have to put out a loan.
There's no way that experience is, and they did it to themselves, where they just downplayed it as a reason for these creatures that probably were just marketing. It's just for like in real life. I'm talking about, like, not just the movie. They created the. By the way, I have this shirt. It's not even my shirt. I'm super tiny. It's a schmedium. But it's Kristen's shirt. The Indominus Rex was a creation.
That's a good name.
Pretty sick. It was a creation to probably just sell toys, right? And I think that I saw something up. Somebody was talking about it, where Jurassic Park or the Jurassic franchise or Universal in general, you can't really you can't patent a Brachiosaurus because it's a freaking dinosaur. Like, you can't patent a lion at a zoo because it's an animal. But you create your own dinosaur. You can patent it. You get the rights to it. You can make whatever you want, and it's all yours exclusively. And that's what they were doing with the Indominus Rex, with the Indoraptor, and whatever this like egghead thing that they created is. I don't know. That's this all stems from them just downplaying dinosaurs, which I will fight this forever. Maybe 100 years from now, sure, but when something was alive hundreds of millions of years ago. Mm-hmm. And it's gone for millions and millions of years, and it comes back. Like, there's no way in 10 years we don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Okay. Now that we're all on the same page,
let's. You want to go through some of the journeys that happen real quick? Just quick.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'll just say it right out the gate. Like, I thought a lot of the scene. I mean, it's really only, obviously they're going after 3 major dinosaurs in this film to really get kind of the biggest dinosaurs, because they're trying to find a cure, like, whatever. I'm not going to look into I don't care about the science. I believe them. Sure. I think you're going to get it if you find this. I hope that works out for you. The scenes with these dinosaurs and like all these action scenes that were paired with dinosaurs, I thought were done really well. Like, I thought to me, when I walked out and I wrote it down immediately. Obviously, I don't know why I wrote it down, because it's like what stuck with me the most. But the T-Rex scene, obviously I'm a T-Rex guy. I'm an OG, dinosaur guy. But that scene by the river, aside from like him disappearing behind the raft after he rolled out, was probably one of my favorite dinosaur sequences out of all the films. Like, I thought that river scene was really well done, and like the stakes were high. I just wish I gave a shit about the characters that were involved in it.
You really hate this family. My God.
They just shouldn't have been there. They shouldn't have been there. I wish that if that scene was done with characters from the first film, I'd be like, damn, bro, like, what are we? This is insane. It was so well done. I thought that was awesome.
It was a good scene and it worked well. Ignore him, because he's just ignore him. The family, just for people who haven't seen it, the family's trying to get off the island. They find an inflatable raft. They're going down a river. A T-Rex is chasing them. and it's a wild chase, and it's a lot of fun, and you kind of get to see them outsmart a T-Rex by a little bit. And unfortunately, if you are an OG like him, this is the only time you see a T-Rex in this film.
What?
uh what
I'm a snob on this. I respect that they didn't hammer home the T-Rex being the
Yes.
hero again. They hit that button so many times in the World movies, and pretty much actually all the movies. All movies prior to this essentially ended with the T-Rex plus something else killing a dinosaur, that killing the worst thing. And they didn't do that, and I'm glad, because if a T-Rex popped up at the end of the movie, that D-Rex was going to piece him up, bro. It was gone. It was done. It was over.
The T-Rex is not king anymore. No, not with that D-Rex around.
Yeah, which honestly isn't fair. I think that's disgusting. But again, just speaking to the scenes where these things were happening, they were real dinosaurs throughout the entire movie until the end, when you really got the abominations. And like you said, it wasn't for that long when the D-Rex shows up and like actually does something. I was kind of waiting for like a tease at all. And I'm not sure we got that.
No.
Like, I don't know what that thing was early in the movie when the family shows up and they're looking off into the distance. And he's like, or when he's like, we're going to go this way. And like some brush, maybe that was a D-Rex, but they didn't tease it like it was the D-Rex. I don't know what that guy's doing during the day. But when it pops up, it is imposing. All right. It is a absolute massive monster. And I thought it was really well done to like kind of show how big it was. That scene where the helicopter shows up and it's like trying to find them and they don't see it, and then they circle back and it's in the freaking thing's mouth. That was pretty crazy to me. That was pretty bonkers. But also, like, from a size and scale, like thinking about it, it had an entire helicopter in its mouth, but when it was eating people, it really didn't seem like.
Don't think too much. You're
right. All right. Yeah. The scene looked really cool. I wish we would have got a little more of that. And they're also, we're going to get, I don't want to talk about this movie for too long because this isn't a full episode. This is just a review. But I just want to say the end of this movie, I'm sure we have some gripes. I know for a fact that there's some issues with the way this movie ended. I wish there was a better resolution for the D-Rex.
No, that's perfect because they want to leave the door open.
Well, obviously it's going to be around. I'm not saying it needed to die. I'm just saying it just disappeared. It just was gone.
Yeah.
The way that they were like Duncan sacrificed himself, it was sad. You really like got the tear jerking, and like it was happening, and you're like, okay, I'm accepted this guy. They alluded to something with his son in the movie. You're like, he's probably just like, this is it for him. He wants to be a hero, save everybody. That's great. And then, like, the director or somebody, like Universal came in and was like, wait.
That's, too much stock in Mahershala.
That's Mahershala Ali.
Yeah, we can't do this. We can't do this.
Take it back now. Give him a flare. He's going to get out of this. We want him in future films. I get it. That's fine. I hope that's the case. I hope we do see his character again because I did like it. But don't do that. That's so cheap. That's like, and you don't even see how he got away.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's a weird ending. The ending, I was like, what just happened? Like the credits rolled and I was like, this is the resolution we get? They're still on a boat, a smaller boat.
Yeah. Even if we had seen like the D-Rex like make like a second chance for them and then like the water was too deep or something like that, that would have been nice.
Yeah.
Where it has to like turn around.
Oh, I'd love to see that thing try to swim. Oh my God. That'd be crazy. Yeah. It probably swims like 50 miles an hour, like just like a normal, like Michael Phelps, like he's got a breaststroke.
No,
like...
did you see those tiny arms? He does not have a stroke.
He's got long arms, and then he's got like nipple arms.
Oh, I just in my mind it was just like 4 little tiny T-Rex arms.
No. He's got like actual like
long arms,
and these like weird little, like I said, like they're like nipple arms. I don't even know how that even happens.
Gotcha.
But I don't know who thought when they were making this that they were like, this thing is actually badass. Let's throw some T-Rex arms on the nipples.
It definitely had T-Rex DNA, and then they were like, the T-Rex's weakness is short arms. Let's give it longer arms, and then they just kept the short arms too.
Strange.
It was a lot, but let's just jump into the gripes.
We're jumping into the gripes. We've griped the whole time.
True. Okay.
Just do it.
For some reason, I feel. This might be me being an old man, and by old I mean I'm 34. for some reason, this movie feels like it works best with practical effects, or at least movies like this, because they have that whole moment in the in the empty gas station where
Mm-hmm.
they're being chased by the new version of what we call like the new raptors, you and I called,
Yeah,
but like
like
they have these new flying predator
yeah,
dinosaurs, and the whole time I'm like, this is cool, but in my mind I'm comparing it to when in the first one where you get that like the DNA sequence on the raptor's face, like that whole moment. I don't know if when the the
yeah,
raptors chasing
yeah,
them through, like you see it being practical, it felt real there.
yeah.
And obviously, this is a different time. They're not going to spend all the money on it. It just feels like a movie like Jurassic Park. It might just be because the first three had so much practical effects that I
Yeah.
was like, damn, I wish like some of these things look like they were actually there.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, obviously, it does work better and it looks better on screen when it is practical, but like some of them were like like you said, it looks it's egregious when it's full green screen. You can see it and identify it right away.
Yeah.
But you're also not going to make practical gigantic dinosaur.
Oh
Like
no, you're not. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's not going to happen. So like there is like a line to walk, and I kind of respect that they tried to do some of the close up like a little more practical, but like it needs to meet somewhere closer to the middle. Like I think we can
Yeah.
understand when they're out in that big field that they're not going to get these dinosaurs as practical
Yeah.
effects, and you can just I'm cool with that.
Mm-hmm.
The scene where they're like rappelling down,
Mm-hmm.
obviously green screen, and
Yeah.
it for some reason it did look really off. Where it was like they were trying to do the perspective of like looking over the edge, and it didn't. You just knew it was a wall, like
Yeah.
you just knew it wasn't there. But yeah, you kind of got to do stuff like that. I unless you can really find a location that works, which I think the river scene felt a little more practical. Obviously, the dinosaur wasn't, but
I was just gonna say the river scene where when they outsmart the dinosaur and its jaws get stuck in the rocks, that could have been a good practical moment, like
that's true.
practical
That's true.
T-Rex jaws.
I
That
did
would
really
have.
like that scene. Like that scene alone, and we can get to like the rewatchability of this. I think is there. Like I would watch this 100 times before I'd watch Dominion again, and maybe even
Oh
Fallen
boy.
Kingdom. And I'm not even kidding. They're just bad movies. And it's hard. It's hard to say that, but like they jumped the shark when it came to like what people actually came to these movies to see.
Yeah.
And this is a good push in the right direction. It's not the best movie in the world, and people trying to like. I know we're sitting here. I'm guilty of it because like I said, I'm probably a snob when it comes to these films. It tried to do the right thing here, and I want to give it credit for that, and I
Yes.
will give it credit for that, and I think that it's going to make a buttload of money. It already is making a buttload of money. I think if we can keep that momentum going in that direction, I'd be totally okay with what they're doing here. But try to get a little more story. And I don't want the focus to be on the people because we got way too much story in the original Jurassic World trilogy.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna rant on this family again.
No. Oh yeah, the family got too much screen time. They didn't need to be there though. I will stand by that.
Oh
But the Jurassic World tried way too hard to make the human story interesting to the point where it became the movie, and it had almost nothing to do about dinosaurs. So that's where they really lost it because they were like every movie needs to up the stakes to a degree that has never been seen. The stakes can be the same in every movie as long as there's dinosaurs and people running away from them. People are going to come watch it. Like I will be seated day one every time you throw out one of these movies, as long as I know that there's going to be freaking dinosaurs. And that's really the bar is very low when it comes to that.
Mm-hmm.
All we are asking for is just a little more story, like weave the people into the story a little more. Like you're never going to capture what happened in the first movie ever again. And that's something I need to come to accept. It's hard to let that go. That being my favorite movie of all time, expecting something like that again is a problem that I need to deal with, probably with a therapist, a movie therapist. I don't know if those exist. But like I said, this is a good grassroots beginning to hopefully a new direction for the franchise. And that's why I'm like, I would watch it again. I think it's fun. There's a lot of issues like the last 30 minutes we just talked about that you can harp on. and we did harp on him. I want to give it credit. I do think it's a good movie. I think it's a fun movie. I don't say good. It's a fun movie.
There's a distinction. I like that you.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you, because I have a lot. I mean, our favorite movie of all time, our favorite Christmas movie of all time, is a fun movie, not necessarily a good movie.
Not a good movie.
So
no.
Yeah, but I'm glad that you made that distinction, because you went on all of that. You just gave a perfect segue. Give me your grade on the movie.
So like we've never established a grading scale, because at the end of the day, we do review movies, but we like to have fun with the props and at the end of the movie. And I think I do want to do more movie reviews at the end. I mean, that's the fun in all of this. So like if we go see a movie that I don't think is necessarily worth a full episode, which this probably isn't. Plus, like I said, I keep kicking the can on this Jurassic Park being my favorite movie of all time, and we still haven't done an episode on it, and I don't know when we will, because I want it to be this magical beast of an episode. He wants to do
it from Jurassic World. Like, he wants to do it from Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I want to go to Isla Sorna and just be on a tropical island with like fake dinosaurs. No, yeah, I just to that point, I think this is worthy of I want to do more of this, and you guys let us know, like, if this is something you want of just a pure movie review, that's fine. But like, where do you want to go when it comes to rating the movies? Like, do you want to do?
So I want to do out of 10.
10? Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you how I was going to ask you that with or without halves, because that makes a difference. Do you want
halves? If we're going to get granular, I think we can do halves.
Okay, we'll do
what
halves.
Are they?
So for me, a 5 is a perfectly middle. I don't have feelings for the movie. Like, it's not good. It's not bad. It's blah.
It didn't move you in any way.
I probably would not watch it again. I probably wouldn't watch a 5 again. Maybe if no one's seen it before, I might, but I'm not going out of my way to watch 5 again. Just perfectly blah. Anything less is bad, and then anything better is good. 10 is like an all-timer.
Okay, for sure. All right. So then, I think I know where I'm falling. And I know I'm going to say 2 numbers because I want it to be, maybe I'm in like the 0.75. It's fallen between like a 6.5, 7 for me. Like, that's kind of where I'm at. And I want to give it something. Like, I think if I had to firmly, gun to my head, it's a 6.5. 6.5. I'm going to call them loves because we end our podcast with love you. I don't know. They're going to be called loves. These are 6.5 loves.
6.5 loves?
Yeah. So, yeah, I think that's a pretty safe place for this. I think there's room for growth. I think it's coming from the last movie, which if I had to grade that, we're talking like 1.5 to 1 loves.
Yeah.
This is a big jump personally. So I think we're in a good spot for the franchise, and I'm happy about it. Now, what about you objectively? Just popping into this movie and popping out. What do you think?
Yeah, popping in, popping out. So you gave a lot of what you liked and didn't like. So I'm going to quickly just run through mine. You heard what I didn't really like. What I liked was watching this. It felt like a Jurassic Park movie. Like, the other ones felt like the middle 3. Not that they didn't feel Jurassic Park, but they felt like they were shifting tone. Chris Pratt did great, so I'm not gonna crap on him. But this one came in, they added some humor that felt good. It felt older kind of when they were doing it. I like the action. I like the sequences. For me, I'm giving it 6, maybe 6.5 loves.
Okay.
I might settle on a 6. Like, I don't think I would seek this movie out again to watch it, but if someone hasn't seen it, I'd be like, oh, let's sit down and watch it, because it was fun. It was very fun. I enjoyed it. I would watch it again, but I wouldn't by myself go out and watch this again.
So this is what I miss about like having cable, and like old cable, is that just
walking by the TV.
If this movie came on, like I was just channel surfing and it came on, I would stop. I would stop and just have it on. You know, like I'd have it on if I was. And I feel like that's a pretty fair thing to say about this movie.
So to that point, which I actually love that this is a part of the grading system, because that's how I kind of judge things too. If this movie is on and it's the river scene, I'm watching it.
Oh, I'm stopping what I'm doing and watching it. Yeah.
Yeah. If this movie is on and it's the gas station scene, depending on where it's in, I might stop. Like, there's moments in there where it was a little boring, moments where it was good.
Yeah.
If it's at the very beginning, I probably tune away and then hopefully come back and try to catch the river scene.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, for sure.
I'm not sitting for the whole movie, but I will try to come in like roughly like 35 minutes later and hope I'm around the river scene.
Okay. That's fair. And unfortunately, we won't have that experience because I don't think either of us have cable. And also, even if you do, there's like 5,000 channels anyway, so you're never going to casually run into this. I think we've said all we can about this movie. I'm a fan of Jurassic Park in general. It's stupid the hold that they have on me. And after how much I was burned in the previous couple films, I feel I'm not going to say we're fully back, but if you get the same director, I think Gareth Edwards did a great job. Like with the action sequences. If we can keep this momentum going, bring him back. I'm all in. I'll be there, and hopefully they leave enough time between this movie and whatever they come up with next to weave a better bridge than a candy bar wrapper in the door.
And to me, it's ultimately down to Steven Spielberg, because like maybe he doesn't want to completely start fresh, but at this point, how many times can you tweak the whole dinosaurs are just kind of intermingling and we're working? Just literally start from the beginning. No mutated dinosaurs needed. Start from the beginning. Mosquito and the Amber. We're making Jurassic Park, and just go from there. And I think with this director, it could be as big, if not bigger, than the first.
Yeah, and I know initial reaction when I hear that, if the tweet goes out and it says, Jurassic Park's getting rebooted, I'm gonna be a little sickened initially. But given where we have, I wish it would have come before this movie came out, because now I feel like we're pushing back towards a better direction, which is fine. So I think there might be room to salvage it. But it could have happened in the last couple of years if they would have came out and just said we're rebooting it. I've been like, thank God, because we jumped the shark so much. It's so far off. It's kind of like Back to the Future. There, every once in a while you'll see a rumor pop up where it's like, reboot rights. The rights to the films have been moved to the family's selling it. Like, are we rebooting this? And like, they're firm no on that. But I can almost guarantee the day is gonna come where they're gonna be like, Back to the Future reboot's happening.
The thing for me with that is like, we've already gotten, like, you can get Back to the Future without getting Back to the Future. Like, we have plenty of time travel coming of age movies.
I feel like you're touching on like slander here for me.
I'm just saying it's easier to
say it's not your movie. Just say
no. Oh no. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's easier to do something like Back to the Future without doing it, like Bill and Ted. You can do something similar to Back to the Future without doing Back to the Future, whereas you can't really do something like Jurassic Park without it being Jurassic Park.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Well, I think we've said enough. This was fun, though. I obviously think this is going to be good. I think we're probably going to see a movie here in the future that may have just come out.
I hope the next episode's like a super one. That'd be really cool.
It'd be pretty, and hopefully there's a man in it.
There's two of us.
Oh yeah, two mans. Cool. 2 mans. All right. Well, it's been fun. Catch you guys later. Maybe.
Maybe.
See ya. Bye. Love you.